Monday night. The Sunday Evening Spectacular is underway. Tonight, Sydney Sweeney's bombs. It's happened again. This woman is talked about incessantly, but when it comes to box office, it's bomb after bomb. Also, the live MMT of Christie. And also a film I just got out of, the controversial Die My Love. Both of those tonight, along with a trailer watch, and the shill of the week has returned to MMT. Welcome inside. And let's bring in an article that proves I'm not the only person who noticed that Sydney Sweeney can't sell many tickets. There she is, all beaten up in a film that's not great. Christie. Really disappointing film. We'll talk about that, break it down. But you look at Sydney Sweeney, she's had 3 bombs in a row. Go back to the really awful Americana. Then we had Eden, which I didn't see, but I heard it wasn't great. And now, Christie. Now let's break these down so I can be objective, like always. Because what are we, everybody? You guys know this. What is MMT? Do I have to do it? Too bad I'm doing it. We're the gold standard. No one comes close. This is not a contest. No one in the film space is objective, fearless, and talented as MMT. Now, let's talk about Sydney Sweeney's bombs, okay? We mentioned the 3. Let's start with the one that occurred today, this weekend. And I have to go to the numbers, right? The website, the numbers, because it's not even posted on Box Office Mojo. Domestic opening, $1.3 million. I did the math for you. On the screens, it was on. That is $649 per location. Guys, that means there were a lot of empty theaters out there. These small films are getting bulldozed one after another. But this one worse than Die My Love, worse than Springsteen, worse than virtually any other of the small films recently. Christie at $650, let's call it. Let's give an extra $1 to make it easier to talk about. $650 per location? You're not going to get these movies in theaters very soon. But why does no one want to go support Christie? Sydney Sweeney. Y'all love to talk about her on X all the time. Look at the GQ interviewer who's a total bitch. Let's talk about that for 48 hours straight. Here's another meme. Isn't that so funny? This is great. Let's make this an entire stream where we make fun of the interview. Yeah, I get it. It's fucking boring. Why do you talk about that so much? Talk about big picture shit. She didn't apologize for the jeans ad. Good for her. What more do we have to talk about? The interview's an idiot? Well, fine. Good. Move on. Well, guys, why you waste time talking about this shit? Every time you get on X, every one of the alt-right accounts, right? Look at this loser GQ interviewee. She's the worst. Look at her forehead. She's just unfurled and she's fucking a mess. God. Why do you watch those people? Bunch of fucking shills, man. Wasn't in a good mood until I swear to God, every time I get on that hell site X, which we're streaming to tonight, it's the same shit from the same group of people who know that if I talk about that, I'll get people with impressions. People will love it. Let's go to Eden. Sorry. This is what happens. It's my channel. It's my time. I'll do what I want. Don't tell me how to operate. Eden, can you guys see this? Another bomb. Let's go down and see what the average there was. 1578. So that's essentially, let's call it triple what Christie did. So Eden doesn't look so bad. How about Americana, the one we mentioned off the top? Man, did you guys see Americana? Of course you didn't. No one did. Do you want to see? Look, this is how bad Americana did. They don't even have the numbers. Look, Americana, go down. What? There's nothing. What? I don't think I've ever seen this. How does a film that was released theatrically on 1,100 screens not have a number? Well, I did the research, and I went to Deadline, and they don't even have an exact number. 500,000 on 1,100 theaters. So you're saying, what's the PTA there? Oh, I did the math for you. $454.54. That's how much Americana made per location. The PTA. So this is 3 strikes and you're out, Sydney Sweeney. And some of you are going to say, well, she is more of a bimbo kind of actress. We need to see her in those kind of roles where she shows off her globes. And I'm not saying you're wrong, but if she's so, right, white hot, y'all talking about her 24/7, look at Sydney Sweeney doing something, but no one goes to her movies. It's weird. How do those two things, like, how are they so disparate? Like, alternate universes. Sydney Sweeney on X, Sydney Sweeney at the movie theater. What are we talking about here? They're not, it's not even the same fucking, they're not comparable. How's that happen? Explain to me. Your job right now is explain to me, why does no one want to see her in a movie? You're up. I will hit your comment, but I'm here to tell you that it's not just about Sydney Sweeney not being able to sell tickets. It's about all these small films getting destroyed, okay? One after another. And we're only going to get films like Predator, our number one film this weekend at 40 million, plus another 40 overseas, 80 million. You wonder why we get another Predator and another Jurassic Park. Because people go see that shit. I don't want to watch another Predator. I don't want to see another Jurassic World. But the people have spoken. And they want to see another one, apparently. Ollie, if Anna and Sydney had scissors... Is that what we need? Is this what we need? We need... Well, listen, can I say we're going to get into Jennifer Lawrence's Die My Love in a little bit. If you want to see Jennifer Lawrence butt naked over and over in this film, you need to go see Die My Love. This is 2 in a row for Lawrence, right? She's very proud of her God-given assets. She's now done it in that terrible comedy that was poorly directed, and now she's all over the place in Die My Love, a film that I actually liked. We'll talk about in just a few minutes. Sydney chose the wrong movie roles recently. Yeah, I mean, she's playing against type, right? Americana, she plays a redneck waitress. In Eden, I don't know. I think that's her type. Didn't see it, don't want to see it. But now you go to Christie, she's playing a lesbian boxer. I mean, I throw it in there because you just said you want to see her. To your point, Ollie, then there is your scissor scene. But we don't really get anything that graphic here. What's interesting when you watch Christie, and here comes the evaluation in moments, is that they had to basically pull her boobs and tie them to her, like literally put tape around them to make them not as noticeable. Right? You can tell they're like totally slamming them back. What? Weber, what are you talking about? Too bad. It's my channel. I'll do what I want. She's got The Housemaid coming up. Well, yes, and that's also a Christmas release, Christmas Corridor, which will be beneficial. Looks like kind of film that will draw a female audience. These films that she's picked and selected, they're just not this kind of stuff that people want to see. But again, unless your film is a Predator, unless your film is a big 4-quad tentpole, special effects, right, PLF, premium large format, IMAX, Dolby, Prime, whatever it is near you, then your film's in trouble. Okay? We've seen it with virtually everything. So it's not surprising. But what makes this different with Christy is that you've got someone in the film that people know. She should be a draw based on name recognition alone. But it's not working out. Not happening. And that's why I call your attention to it tonight. And I believe, as always, objectively, we are dead on. Because no one's better. Ain't no one in the game that can play like we can. And speaking of being objective, it's time for the MMT evaluation of Christy. Here comes 30 seconds or so, and then we get into it on this Sunday night. It's time for the MMTE of the not so great, and I'll tell you why. It's Christy now.
Christy.
Christy.
Christy!
Kristen Martin!
I think I found my thing.
Have Dana draw up a contract. I'm gonna throw you in there.
And if you're asking me why there's Greek font, because this is the 30-second clip I could find. There was no American dub of it. At least the language is English.
If you leave me, I'll kill you.
You do what you have to do. Is that him? He's watching us. I'm not gonna let him push me out.
There we go. This trailer makes it look like a really lively kind of thing, even though it is a depressing biopic, okay? The issue with this film, and it's right there for you, and I really want to drag anyone who doesn't see this, because it's right there. It's so obvious in this film. That's why we're the gold standard, why I'm about ready to tell you why this film is not good. This is a textbook example. And if you want to watch a film that has really poor directorial calibration, this is that film. Okay? David Michôd, who did The King and also The Rover. I was a fan of The Rover. But here, it's not dialed in the way it should be. You go back, look at an I, Tonya, okay? You look at how that film is assembled, edited, and obviously the performance. You look at Gillespie as a director, much talented, more talented at doing this kind of film, which is very similar. But everything's just a little bit off. Scenes run either too short, where they don't have a really nice conclusion, right? We just leave characters hanging, and then we just leave the scene, or it goes too long. Guys, this film is like 30 minutes too long. I looked at my watch, an hour and 30 in. I'm like, oh, shit, this is it, right? Her last fight. Now, no, then it's going to go for another 45 minutes of domestic abuse shit at the end with Ben Foster, who's not great. He plays a one-note dickbag, right? Scumbag husband. Abusive. Wait till they get to the scene at the end where he finally takes out all his aggressions on Christy. That had me almost laughing. Out of control. And listen, here's how I know that I'm the gold standard. It came to me right before I did this evaluation. What did I just talk about? What is this film missing? Directorial calibration. Okay, guess what? When you look at each one of these scenes, you're looking at a situation where a director does not have full command of his film. And that is as damning as any criticism I could level against any film. And if you don't see this, you're not dialed in. Your calibration's off. Our calibration is the gold standard. Sydney Sweeney's fine here. She's not a liability, but there's also not really a moment for her to deliver like that I am woman speech, right? This is my Oscar moment. It's not good enough. You need to have a moment. She's just playing this West Virginia kind of hickish lesbian boxer who came up through the ranks, worked with Don King, and had an abusive shitbag husband. There's the movie for 2 hours and 15 minutes. This is not an awards film. Sydney Sweeney's not good enough for Best Actress. And that is objectively true. Every one of the things I just laid out for you is dead on about Christy. And if you want to go watch your film threats of the world and you want to see someone glaze Sydney Sweeney because that's what their audience wants, run off to Chris the Drunk Gore. Do that for me now. Go watch one of their streams. I will destroy their streams within 5 minutes. Their 2-hour stream feels like 17 hours, feels longer than Christy. This film made me feel like I was getting punched in the face for 25 rounds. Film threat, 50 rounds. You make the pick. Do you want to do 25 or 50? You call. Christy or film threat? You're Gore, bang, buddy. The man's on the mic. You're not the man. Don't ever forget that. Ever. Stick that in your back pocket. And you know it. And everyone does too. 55% on the score tonight. Not a great score, right? This is a low D, high F. And it's a shame because if this were in the hands of a Gillespie, we could have gotten something great. Someone to push Sweeney just a little bit harder, give her a moment. The writing isn't quite there. The direction definitely isn't. And Sweeney is just okay. Okay? She is not an Oscar contender. No way. And by the way, this is where I didn't want to do this. Let me take off the glasses for a minute because I got to get it really serious. I got to address. This is like one of those old show. You remember like MTV had the confessionals? I've got to now look at you face to face. And I'm going to apologize tonight. I'm going to say that I am deeply sorry that I said that any critic who said that Christy wasn't good just hated Sydney Sweeney because of what she stands for and the genes and all that. All right, that's the short and long of it. But look, here I am. I told you guys that if I ever get it wrong, I will say I am sorry. And to whoever I offended, I don't think I did, but if I did, then I again humbly apologize to you here tonight. And that's the last time that's ever going to happen. Because Christy is not a good film. And you know, whoever is on the negative side of this is on the right side of history. And you know what the thing is? Eagles, leave that up. I'll get to it in 1 second. The thing of it is right, why did I just drag Gore? Because it's so easy. It's like pistol whipping a blind kid, right? What's that from? that's from Tropic Thunder. But it is because everything that dude does is through the lens of anti-woke. And what does my audience want to hear? And of course, me saying that Sydney Sweeney's not great and the film isn't good doesn't work for a portion of the audience that wants to be, preached to and given their tribal stance and everything that one side does is the right thing. And no, I don't do that game. Sorry. Isn't it ironic that Christy and Smash Machine were released a month apart? So much hype, both fell at the box office. Both are not good. Okay, neither one of these films is a good film. Christy, I would put slightly ahead of Smashing Machine. Smashing Machine across the board is a bad film. Okay, there's not even anything interesting about that guy. With her, you used to have female boxer. Instead, I just got some random boring MMA fighter played by The Rock who rips doors in half that are made of foam. That film's bad. Okay, Smashing Machine's not good at any level. The fact they're pushing that for awards is laughable. Okay. In Christy, I could at least sort of get behind. Let's also talk quickly about this on Christy. This is from Black Bear Entertainment. Black Bear Entertainment is their first movie. Guys, they're going to be done. You do not want to start a theatrical company now. If A24 started in 2025, it wouldn't make it 2 years. If Neon started in 2025, it wouldn't make it 2 years. It is now closed. Okay? Do not try to come in and be the next A24. Mubi, I like Mubi. Mubi is Die My Love. We'll talk about that in a minute. But when you look at the availability of audience for small films, it's eroding, it's disappearing, and it's going to be extinct at the multiplex very soon. You're not going to get these movies at your local AMC or Regal. You're going to have to go to New York, LA, Chicago, or drive to some big college town that still has some indie theater, and they're going to have Die My Love or Christy. I mean, Christy seems like the kind of film that would work for Americana, but then you have the lesbian angle. That pisses off people, right? Oh, God forbid that she's a lesbian, right? Come on, man. Guys, just watch the movie. If she's a lesbian in real life, that's not changing anything, okay? Now, if you go in and she's straight and make her lesbian, then we're talking about that woke shit, right? Which I will criticize. But if she is in real life a real lesbian, and I assume she is, then what's the problem? Why are you angry? So what? So what if you don't agree with it? Why you gotta be like that? Just watch it. It's one little quick scene. And how many of you, for God's sake, let's just talk for, how many of you watch that shit on Pornhub or X Hamster? And you don't want to see it in Christie? Yes, I said X Hamster. For those of you throwing way back. XXXvideos.org. All right, let's do a break. Just a second. I need just like a couple seconds to collect my oxygen here. We've been going now for 20 minutes straight. I don't need a co-host to put you to sleep. Okay? Again, go to Film Thread if you want that. If you want Gore to go through a 5-minute synopsis and then bore you to tears as he drinks a Truly on the side. That's your call, man. I mean, it's up to you. If you want to do that, go for it. Just when you come back, just be like, holy shit, dude, night and day. This is awful. Not me, and this is good. That's awful. You're fucking great. I mean, it's the reality. It's the reality. It's time for the trailer watch. I've not seen this. This is called The Testament of Ann Lee. A lot of hype on this. I've heard artistically it's stunning. This is from Brady Corbet, I believe, right? His partner, remember Corbett gave us The Brutalist, and his partner directed, so Brady helped. You can clearly see even some of these shots. I just kind of quick glance through it. So minute 30, let's talk about it. It's coming out here in the next couple months. It's The Testament of Ann Lee. Here's a look at the teaser, and I'll stop as needed. Hold on. I got the wrong tab. Back up. This is why it's live. Here we go. I got it. And I'll make myself small. Wow. Looks big. First of all, you're talking about production design right now, right? As soon as you see a period piece, you're talking about a possible awards production design contender, because remember, production design is always going to go to a period piece or to sci-fi, something that has to do with world building. When you have a period piece, you got to build the world, right? You got to go back, and certainly costumes are part of that too. You look at costume design, but world building in period piece equals production design.
The time is near at hand. I know it. Do not be frightened. All of us have suffered on our journey. We have made tremendous sacrifices.
I mean, clearly you guys see, right? We're seeing the cinematography, seeing that production design, we're seeing the direction. That is, by the way, my seltzer burp right there. I apologize. But when you look at it, right, it's all in front of you. This is a big feeling film.
To receive the greatest love
Just like Brutalist.
that one can experience. Legend.
Anything that is artistically of this nature, I'm going to inherently like. Just, I admit that openly, always. Die My Love's an example of that coming up here in a minute. A lot of you probably not going to like that film, but for me, direction and the overall aesthetic, that is what I'm in for. And if I get that, you've got me largely. I still want to watch a story, and I understand a lot of people saying the story here is not, you can't really gravitate to it. I don't really always need that. Yes, obviously, you want the sandwich. You want to have that high-tech, high technical skills and look and calibration. But you also want that story. You want those matted. And the best films, obviously, are able to do both of those things in the same film. So if this is just one, I'm always going to look for the overall aesthetic over the story. I admit this. I again, when I talk about Die My Love in a minute, you'll see exactly. But see, this thing. At least I'm honest with it. I'm not telling you that you're going to be the same way. Now, in some films, I believe that there is no question whatsoever about whether it is of a quality nature or frankly awful. Okay, I don't think there's any question on some of these films. But on some of this stuff, if you don't have the same love of art, of aesthetic, again, it's one of my, that's the thing, right? Aesthetic. If you don't have that, then you're probably not going to have the same takeaway. So just at least, hey, man, at least I'm being honest with you. That's what I'm saying. Any comments on this? Quickly. Gongo, anything on this? Otherwise, I'm going to get into Die My Love. And then we'll watch, I didn't want to, but we're going to watch the Sydney Sweeney interview. Because that's all y'all want to talk about. I haven't even watched it. We'll watch it. I don't think Ann Lee will be as big as Brutalist. Got no awards at Venice. Yeah, right. Brutalist did really well. And obviously it's A24. And this is her first direction. This is her first directorial debut. Now, Brady's the partner. He didn't direct it. But clearly, when you live with someone, not married, but let's call him married, right? They're going to be able to say, hey, have you thought about this? What about this? He's probably on set with her. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. Wouldn't you want someone, if you're directing film for the first time and you were married, going out with somebody who was like a legendary, or not legendary because Brady's not that, but you know what I mean, a quality, everyone is, generally says that guy is going to be something great. You look at what he's done. I mean, even going back to Vox Lux, that's a film that has its moments. For screenplay, no, but from a directorial standpoint, again, and obviously Brutalist. So we'll see. I look forward to it. It's probably something I'll like. I'm not going to lie to you. It's time for the MMTE of Die My Love. And this is a film that a lot of you will probably say, I wish I died instead of watching this. But that's what makes me different. And you guys have to just understand. I'm gonna just lay out for you why I liked what I watched tonight. This is 20 seconds of Lynn Ramsey's Die My Love.
When was the last time we had sex? Rough guess.
Where are you now?
Is everything all right? Grace.
Which, by the way, I think is this the French version? I'm sorry. I'm looking for the shortest thing I can do. I don't want to run a 2-minute trailer. But yes, can someone help me? What does this translate to? Obviously, Die My Love, but how do I say this other than Natate Amor? Natate Amor. This is Die My Love by Lynn Ramsey. You go back and you look at Lynn Ramsey. You look at You Were Never Really Here, okay? Film that I recommend often here on MMT. Joaquin Phoenix playing the guy who's got to get back the senator's daughter who she's trafficked. That film's dark as hell, but I love the direction on that film, the artistic value of that film, the score of that film. That is a cool, interesting watch if you have not seen it. Then you go back to There's Something About Kevin, and previously before that, every film she has that artistic value that is extremely high. And again, here with Die My Love, you're talking about a directorial aesthetic that is one of the best of the year. You've got a 1-to-1 aspect ratio. You got the box up there. You've got the cinematography. You've got a lot of still shots that run, right? The opening shot is like a full 4-minute shot of them coming into the house. Now, for some people, that's not going to work. But from an artistic standpoint, there are many, many, many moments in Die My Love that you're just like, oh, I'm loving everything I'm seeing. Just the cinematography, the edits, the way she bleeds scenes into one another, and the way that you go in and out and dissolve into the next scene. There's a lot of really great direction here. It's one of my favorite directed films of the year. Now, screenplay, gonna be a bit of an issue for a lot of you. This is a very A24-ish film. It's from Mubi, okay? So it makes sense that we are in that same vein. In fact, I'm shocked A24 didn't get this film. You've got Jennifer Lawrence and Robert Pattinson in this. You got two names. Again, this film did not do well this weekend. 1,500 or so per location, maybe a little more than that, but not much. But here's what I do like about it in addition to Lynn Ramsey's direction. I like Jennifer Lawrence. She is playing this postpartum depression mother, and she just isn't feeling it. She's depressed. She's living with Pattinson in this crap house in the middle of nowhere. And she's got the baby. And she's got a dog she doesn't want. And she's just out of it. Like Anybody, if you've ever been depressed in your life, and I know this is shocking, we've had this discussion before in MMT. I have been. I went through it back in about 2016. I went through a really awful time in my life, and I was like a zombie. I was out of it. You wouldn't even know the guy that's on the mic tonight. And so it's real. If you haven't ever been through it, trust me. And I think Jennifer Lawrence does a really remarkable job of capturing that feel of being that mom who is just too much for her. And throughout the film, as uncomfortable as it is to watch, you get that feeling over and over. And that's a testament to Jennifer Lawrence's acting here. One of the best performances of the year. I also like a grounded Robert Pattinson. Pattinson has a tendency to go too far, okay? He does the accent too much. I mean, you look at a Mickey 17. Wow, right? I mean, it's a choice. Mickey 17, one of the worst films of the year, no question about it. Borderline unwatchable, I would argue. But you look at him, he's constantly making these weird choices. Go back, I mentioned The Rover, right, from our first director tonight. When you look at The Rover, that's probably one of his best roles. He's really weird and cool in that film, and that's when he was trying to break away from the Edward Twilight vampire, right? I got to do something different. He did Rover. He did Cosmopolis. That's a bad film, right? When you look at a lot of that stuff in there, that was where he was kind of feeling as though it's Good Time, obviously. Man, that's the film. If you talk about the Safdie brothers, you're talking about Good Time. You're not talking about Uncut Gems. I mean, Uncut Gems is decent. I don't hate the film, but Good Time's a better film. End discussion. I know this pisses off a lot of people. Too bad. But when you look at this film, you have to appreciate the artistic value of it. But there is going to be a big time challenge for you to stay plugged in. And I understand that. But for me, the artistic merit of what I'm watching was enough to keep me engaged, even though the screenplay, definitely not one of the best screenplays of the year. But I think there's enough moments of truth in that postpartum depression, in that somebody who is just so lost, they don't know if they want to continue. Hard to watch, but I think that is an interesting choice and not an easy choice to make. As a director, this is not the kind of film that a lot of people would ask for you to make. But again, kudos to Ramsey for making this film. She makes uncomfortable films. Again, the other two I just mentioned, You're Never Really Here, and then go back to There's Something About Kevin. We need to talk about Kevin, whatever it's called, right? That about the child shooter. That school shooter, dude, she makes uncomfortable films. So she did it again. Here's what I want to see. I want to see Lynn Ramsey make a legitimate horror film. I would hire her to direct a horror film tomorrow. I would have her in the director's chair by week's end. I would find a script. If she wants to write it, I would look at it. I wouldn't greenlight it initially. I would have to look at it. But I know that I'm going to get a badass horror film from Lynn Ramsey. I know I am. 100%. MMT score here tonight for the artistic value is 85% on this film, which I know for a lot of you are like, what? This is like I got a D+ cinema score. I get it. But listen, I say this all the time. I'm not the audience for all of this stuff. I don't pretend to be like the regular guy who goes out to watch Predator and enjoyed it. It's not a good film. Predator, I don't want to watch that. I would rather watch Die My Love, a film like that, than another Predator any day. Any day. Because at least I am thinking about it. I'm watching the direction. When you watch a Predator, you're just like, my God, how many other movies are we going to rip off here? Are we just going to do Avatar, Aliens, and then Predator? And none of it's interesting, okay? I'm not saying it's a bad film. Go back and talk about Predator. Go back and look at the evaluation from Thursday. I don't think it's an awful film, but I do not think that it is a great film. But it is awesome that it's doing well, I got to say. Tonight at AMC Burbank, very busy. And that is awesome. I want to see people at the movie theater. I don't want to see these places close, guys. You understand? I don't want to see movie theaters disappear. I'm just telling you what I have to as the truth. I am a truth-driven person. I do not operate from a mindset of, oh, I can't say that because it'll make someone uncomfortable and or piss someone off. AMC stock shills, you're disingenuous. You're agendized, as we like to say. And I'm not going to go for that. I'm going to tell you what the truth situation is. And the truth is small films are getting killed. And they're not going to be in multiplexes very long. It's going to end. It's coming to an end. By the way, tonight's kid is Fiorentina in purple again, right? Anything, I got to get more and more purple. I just got this one, and it's Kappa. You guys see the Kappa stuff here? This is the player fit. I don't mess around, man. Well, I told you guys when we're on, it's got all the stuff. There's patch 1. There's the Serie A patch, and on the back, I think it's got a sponsor on the back. It's got to have everything. If the players didn't wear it on the field, I don't want it. You understand? This is the way we are. Okay, we haven't done one of these in a while. You guys ready? Here it comes. It's time for the shill of the week. Now, because it's such a long, I crunched it down to SOTW, and guess who we're introducing tonight as the shill of the week? This is one of my favorites. I've been waiting for this film Twitter legend for a while, and then it kind of came to me. And it's like, right, this is going to be great. This is like, wow. This is next level. Like, you're going to go, holy shit, this is some crazy shit. Well, this is what we do. Show of the week. Compromise critic. Whatever you want to call it. This is what we're doing now. Let's go ahead and read this that showed up from Paramount. They have Running Man coming out next week. The first thing in the ad is a tweet from Rachel Leishman. You guys ready? Let's read it together. The Running Man was everything I wanted it to be and so much more. Action-packed, emotional, and a star vehicle for Glenn Powell. Edgar Wright really bottled magic with Stephen King's novel, and this is going to be an instant classic. It just fucking rules, man. Okay, first of all, does anyone read tweets as well as me? Cold. That's a cold read. I had not fully voiced this tweet until that moment, and I don't think I could have done a better job. Now, you're going to say, well, who cares? Why? What makes this, like, offensive? She liked the movie. Give Rachel a break. That's what someone out there saying right now. Why are you doing this, Weber? Why are you calling her the shill of the week? You know that I come with receipts. The Receipt King, baby. Let's check it out. Let's read some of Rachel's past tweets about Glenn Powell. And it's not like 1 or 2 or 3. Let's just give you a sample. Here's one here from back in October. Find someone who looks at you yapping like Glenn Powell looks at me. Let's look at his face. What do you guys think? Is that the look of love? What do you guys think? Is that the look of love? All right, that's there's the other look here. Okay, oh, I'm sorry. We went to the next tweet. Just hanging with my flip cup buddy, Glenn Powell. My bad. Flip cup bestie, Glenn Powell again. Okay, let's go to the next one. There's more. We're not done. I'm telling you all, Glenn Powell has what Harrison Ford had in the 70s and 80s. Rachel wasn't even alive then, but she knows it. She knows what it was like in the 70s, even though she wasn't alive. Trust Rachel Leishman. Get ready. Here's another one. There's more. I literally posted this because this is just how Glenn Powell dresses now, and it went viral. Well, we're not done. I'm not done. I got more. Let's go to another Glenn Powell, Rachel Leishman tweet. Rachel Leishman says, Glenn Powell, you're giving me what I asked for. Thanks. I'm not done. We're not done. Next, just two people who love to yap, me and Glenn Powell, talking about a Stephen King movie. You two can watch my chat with Glenn Powell. We might do that. There she is. Look at her. He's like, who's this stalker? That's what he's thinking, right? Look at that face. This face is saying, is this a stalker that's interviewing me? That's exactly what's going on. Okay, we're not done. No. We're not done. Don't even think we are, because we're not. We have more. Next. I love famous frat boy Glenn Powell. Back. We have nope, that's not what I wanted. Back, we have at least one more, and I think we're going to go live and check and see if she's tweeted about him in the last, 5 minutes. Glenn Powell watching tennis is important to me, thank you. Now, wait, let's just go live and see if Rachel has tweeted anything about Glenn Powell recently. What do you guys think the odds are? Do you think the odds are high or not? What do we think, everybody? Let's find out. Roll down. 9 hours. Lots of tweets. Lots of tweets. This girl loves to tweet. Hey, okay, here we go. 36 minutes ago. I'm so great at taking videos. Here have Glenn Powell and Edgar Wright talking about The Running Man. 1 hour ago, Glenn Powell is just a normal dude who got famous, and I love it. That's 2 in the last hour. There's another Running Man thing here. Here it is. Manifestation works. I was at the premiere. Hold on. There's got to be another. It's literally just roll it back like 1 second. Here's another one. Bring back the erotic thriller, Glenn Powell. You can revitalize that genre too. I'm in the rain running for the... Oh my God. This is something else, isn't it? What do we think? Is this, as I put it... Hold on. Let me just see. You guys tell me if I'm out of line. I'm totally down with you guys telling me. This is how I ended the thread. See Glenn Powell run faster than in the movie. Not the Running Man in the movie. The Running Man from The Stalker. Here comes Rachel Eichman. Oh my God. This was the best SOTW ever. But here's the thing. Listen. Rachel, if you're watching, come on in. Let's talk. Honey, let's go. Bring it in. This is not normal. This is like creepy shit. If I was doing this, I'd get dragged. I'd talk about Elizabeth Olsen, but you'll see me tweeting about her 24 hours a day. We had a nice conversation outside the pool at the Beverly Hilton, right by the pool. We talked about Mary, Marlene, Magdalene, whatever the hell that was called, which I think was the first time she's ever talked about that movie. Or she's a good actress, and she said, wow, you watched that. Hell yeah, I did. But listen, this is not, for a journalist, this is weird. But let's forget all that. Now, when I go back and we get to that quote, now what do you think of this quote? The Running Man was everything I wanted it to be and so much more. Action-packed, emotional, and a star vehicle for Glenn Powell. It fucking rules, man. After everything I just showed you about every other tweets about Glenn Powell, how can we trust this shit? And Paramount's using it as their quote. The Stalker's quote is in the Running Man ad. This is the world we live in. Clown world. But guess what? Here's what's going to happen. I hope it gets clipped. I hope you come after me, Rachel, because I got news for you. I'm not the bad guy for calling this out. I'm not the bad guy. You have no credibility. None. How can you have credibility doing this shit? You know how I have credibility? Elizabeth Olsen, adorable, but your movie sucks. I'll do that in a second. You would never do that because you're a stalker. Shit, stalker. That's not normal. Tell me I'm wrong. Right now, tell me I'm wrong. Journalist. Exactly. But no, listen, this is your chance to say, Weber, you're out of line. This is too far. I'm not going to read some of these. Some of these that are coming in these comments, I'm not going to read them. They're on the screen, but I'm not going to read them because I'm not dragging her appearance. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be better than that. I'm not going to do it. Don't do it. Not doing it. So I'm not. But I don't need to even bring that up. Y'all talking about that. I'm talking about the unprofessional aspect to this. It's creepy. If I was Glenn Powell, I'd be like, damn, man, settle down. Elizabeth Olsen, here's how big of a stalker I am. I didn't even ask to go to the premiere for Eternity. I didn't want to drive. I don't care. I'm over that shit. Doesn't matter. Celebrities are people. Why do you act like they're anything other than that? Why do you act like Glenn Powell's some kind of like Jesus savior? He's a dude. He's in some movies. Glenn Powell's not, he seems like a nice guy. I've met him. I think he follows me on Twitter. I don't think he's bad. I like him. But Glenn, you're not a god. I'm not going to ever treat you like that. Rachel will, but I'm not going to do that. And I suggest you don't either. Why would you do that? You might admire somebody, but don't ever worship someone. That's weird. It's just not right. Listen, I'm not going to read it. I'm just going to put it at the bottom. I'm not reading it because I'll get in trouble. Rachel's going to come after me. This guy. Well, it's right here. I'm just presenting it. Did I do anything unfair? That's all I'm going to ask you. Did I do anything that I did that I just said? Was anything I said out of control wrong? No, none of it was. Stop. You guys, I'm not saying these things. You guys are asking for this. I didn't do anything. I just presented my case. And that's my case. All right, enough. I know I'm right. You guys know I'm right too. All right, I didn't want to do this. Oh God, do we have to? I'll do it. But I really didn't want to. Here we go. Let's watch a little of that interview from the GQ. Sydney Sweeney, right? Are you going to apologize for the G? I have not watched this. I'm going to stop as I see fit. I don't know anything other than everyone's railing on this journalist from GQ who had to go like dark on social media because everyone was coming after her because of the way she asked Sydney Sweeney, do you regret the jeans ad? Of course, I hope to God she said no. I think she does. But I didn't watch it. I don't sit around watch. Well, I mean, it's about a movie, sort of, right? Sydney Sweeney's in movies, The Bomb, but it's not really my wheelhouse. But I will watch because you all seem to think it's great. 3 minutes. Let's pause as needed. This is the interview from GQ with Sydney Sweeney and Do You Regret the Jeans ad?
We're sort of talking around this American Eagle ad right now, and maybe we should just talk about it. So, were you surprised?
Why is it a big... Why do you have to talk around it? It's an ad. Why? First of all, why are you even saying it that way? That's weird. Because obviously she's setting her up. This is what journalists do. And remember I told you, most journalists are hard left. Right? I admit that. Not me. That's what makes me the best, the gold standard. Not hard left, not hard right. I'm in the middle. Now, I will lean, I'm not going to lie, lean about all kinds of things. You talk about immigration with me. You got to have some kind of stopgap. You cannot just allow anybody to come in. You've got to vet. It's not about no immigration. It's about not just saying, hey, come on in, everybody. I mean, you wouldn't leave the doors to your house open at night. I'm sorry, the country I live in, I don't want to have just anybody coming in. Have we vetted these people? So there you go, right? That makes me hard right, what I just said. No, it doesn't. It makes me sensible. But most journalists are hard left, okay? They are very much of a left-wing mindset. So here we go.
By the reaction.
I did a jean ad.
Okay, yeah, that's that look is I think what people are saying, right? Like her shaking their head, right? Like, I get it. Okay, I see, but again, it's just not that. Okay, we'll continue.
I mean, the reaction definitely was a surprise, but it was, I love jeans. All I wear are jeans. I'm literally in jeans and a t-shirt like every day of my life.
Jeans are uncontroversial. Jeans are awesome.
Yeah, I like your jeans.
You look great in your jeans. I think I know how you're going to answer this, but I'm going to ask anyway. I mean, the president tweeted about the jeans ad, or Truth Socialed about the jeans ad, and that just seems to me like a very crazy moment.
Well, she obviously is an anti-Trumper, clearly, by the way she's phrasing this question.
For anyone, and I wondered what that was like.
Who cares? If the president tweeted about me, I'd be like, whatever, that's cool. I don't care. Like, some of you need to stop freaking out about that, right? Unless he shows me he's actually Hitler, I haven't seen it, okay? If I told you guys, if there's one thing I appreciate about Trump, it's that he's no nonsense. I can tell you what I hate about Trump. You want me to do that right now so that I can show you that I'm balanced? You know what I hate about President Trump? I mean, loathe. Let me make this very, very clear. Whenever I order a kit from overseas now, there's tariffs. I just ordered a brand new Flamingo, which is South American, right? Brazil. That's for you, Rodrigo. I got the authentic version. It was like $150. I got it. And then I got a bill for $80 in tariffs. I go, what? $80? That's almost as much as I paid for the jersey. So I hate you, Trump, for the f***ing tariffs. You're making me pay more for my kits. Not cool.
It was surreal.
It was surreal. Mm-hmm. And it would be totally human. I would probably feel like...
I don't like the pauses. The pauses are her, like, how can I phrase this and get you to say something? Obviously, I don't like how this is going. She's not being conversational. She's like beating around the bush, right? Here, I'm going to ask something. I'm going to try to get you. Here's the gotcha moment. Typical journalism.
Full that somebody had my back in public, you know, and conveniently, some very powerful people had my back in public.
Conveniently, that's leading. 100%. That's biased.
And I wondered if you felt that way.
I don't even, what? who cares? I would have stopped this already. This interview, I'd be like, what? Listen, I did an ad for jeans. And if you think it's jeans, like my jeans, then so be it. I'm proud of my jeans too. Okay? You should be proud of yours. We all should be proud of yours. You shouldn't run and hide, right? The white guilt shit, they tell me. I don't even think that way. You think I wake up every day and go, oh, I'm so happy I'm a white guy? What? Why would I do that? That's weird. So don't make me feel bad about who I am that I had no choice about being. So, no, I would have shut this shit down faster than she's doing it. That's for sure.
I don't think that.
Yeah, this isn't even good by her. Sydney Sweeney should shut that shit down. Been like, I'm not ashamed of anything. Next question. Why are you even asking me this? Like, I would be aggressive. Like, why would you even stand for that?
It's not that feeling didn't. I didn't have that feeling, but I wasn't thinking.
People are making fun of how the journalist is sitting in the chair. Is the one chair taller? It is, right? They gave the journalist the shorter chair. Maybe it's just the way it's framed. They look like the same chair, but I don't know. It looks like the one Sweeney's in is just a little bit taller. I'm just saying, for visual aspects, she looks like she's lording over the interviewee. Interviewer.
Or like of any of it. I kind of just put my phone away. I was filming every day. I'm filming Euphoria, so I'm working like 16-hour days.
This is so boring. Why are you guys? I'll watch a little bit more, but y'all talking about this like it's like the greatest thing ever. Oh my god! But it's like is there something going to happen that I'm going to be like, oh my god?
And I don't really bring my phone on set, so I work and then I go home and I go.
She should have just shut it down. Sydney Sweeney didn't even answer this right. It's not even good.
So I don't really see a lot of it.
You've made a really good case for keeping your thoughts and your life separate from that work. But the risk is that, there's a chance that somebody will get some idea about what you think about certain issues.
Who fucking cares? Shut up. You don't think celebrities talk about that now I'm angry. Celebrities talk about that shit all the time. Watch Mark Ruffalo. Everything he talks about, it's always damn this, that, and the other. Republicans, right wing, awful. Okay, don't do that, man. Like, in fact, if you're in entertainment, you shouldn't even talk about politics. Shut up. I said that about Pedro Pascal. Be quiet. Why are you even talking about that shit? So what is she talking about?
And feel like I don't want to see Christy because of that. Like, do you worry about that?
No.
Why?
If somebody is closed off because of something they read online to a powerful story like Christy, then
it's not a good film, though. Just say why a powerful but not really great direction.
I hope that
that would be awesome.
Something else can open their eyes to being open to art and being open to learning, and I'm not gonna be affected by that.
Well, and the thing is Sweeney's not even as, let's just be objectively fair about this. Sweeney's not even as aggressive with politics, even if she said something to Trump. One thing, the typical left-wing Democratic Hollywood star is like adamant and just out there, constantly pushing. Look at De Niro. Look at Ruffalo. Look at name someone. There's so many. Even Lawrence over the years, right? And it's constantly like, why are you talking about that? If you want to do a podcast, if you want to do something where that's what you do, then do that. But as a star, I don't really care what your politics are. If you want to mention it, that's fine. But again, you don't need to be doing that. That's not your job. If you want that to be your job, then quit being an actor and go start a podcast.
Yeah. You've come here like really willing to talk about this whole discourse that doesn't have that much to do with you, and I'm grateful for that. Mm-hmm. Is there something that you want to say about the ad itself?
Here we go. So by the way, that was so funny, right? She buttered her up. Like, I'm grateful that you're doing this. But is there something you want to say?
The Sydney Sweeney has great genes. Do you have...
The ad spoke for itself.
You think the ad spoke for itself? Yeah. Okay. And the criticism of the content.
And also, even if it were jeans with a G, so fucking what? She should be proud of who she is. Who cares? She could say she has good genes. Anyone can say they have good genes. If you don't think that, then that's your problem. That's what's so stupid about this. It's weird, right? It's weird how I talked about this morning when we were doing the box office show. It's weird how some people who have very low self-esteem really hate people who have high self-esteem. I mean, it makes sense, but you underestimate the number of people that have low self-esteem that just want to hate anybody who doesn't hate themselves. You guys need to understand that's a very big component in a lot of what you're dealing with when you talk about something like the Sweeney ad.
Which was basically that maybe specifically in this political climate, like white people shouldn't joke about genetic superiority.
Well, first of all, she didn't say that. She says, I have great genes. Right? Last I checked, that's what the ad was. Second of all, again, you're not going to make me feel white guilt, honey. It ain't happening. That's what I would have said. I would have said it right there. First of all, I'm proud of who I am. I had no choice in the race that I was born into. Therefore, I'm not going to answer your bullshit question about should I be ashamed of being white. That's what I would have said. Do you see? I would be so much, God, why couldn't I ever be in an interview like this? I would tear these motherfuckers to pieces.
Like that was kind of like the criticism, broadly speaking. And since you are talking about this, I just wanted to give you an opportunity.
It's that face, right? That's the meme right there. That face. That's it, right? That right? Like, just please, just say you're sorry. I get it. But again, it's not that interesting.
I just wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about that
Right, that whole thing.
Specifically?
Yeah, that whole. I get it. There it is. There's the face. I've only seen it. Okay, but again, can we move on after this?
I think that when I have an issue that I want to speak about, people will hear.
Okay, fine, whatever. I mean, okay, your thoughts. I'll get some comments, but I mean, ultimately, I'm done talking about this. What, really? Are we still doing this? Are they still doing that on X? I have no idea. I did, didn't I? I paused right at the meme faces. Right, hold on, where is it? There it is. That's pretty much it, right? There's a couple different versions, but this poor journalist. Listen, just imagine her, right? She does the interview. She's trying to get what GQ wants. Well, she's trying to get her agenda, right? Her agenda is to get Sydney Sweeney to say, I made a mistake. Clearly, if I were Sweeney, I'd say no, she didn't. Good, but I would even be more blunt about, are you kidding me? I'm not going to be ashamed about who I am. I say this all the time. People say, I'd never walk through my life ever saying, man, I am so glad I am white. I have never in my entire life walked through any situation and said, I view myself as a white male. Like, that's my predominant factor. No, I say I'm a guy who grew up in Columbus, Ohio, who loves going to the movies, who loves collecting football kits, soccer jerseys, who loves going to the gym, playing beach volleyball. By the way, today was one of my better days. I actually played really well. But right, these are all parts. I don't think about ever once, I'm the white guy who plays volleyball. I'm the white guy who collects jerseys. I'm the white guy who does the stream. I'm the white guy who, come on, what? Who does that? I don't have identity politics like that. I do have identity politics when it comes to being in shape. I'm not going to lie, because I do the work. But it has nothing to do with race, does it? It has to do with going to the gym and being in shape. So I do have an identity there. I do have an identity being the gold standard. But that nothing to do with being white. Nothing. Right? And I don't even understand that mindset. She is being gracious. I agree. And I mean, listen, she's being gracious, but I'd still be a little more aggressive. Listen, I know I'm being harsh, but I would just literally say, listen, man, I had no choice when I was born what race I was going to be. So if you're going to ask me to put down myself for being white, it's not going to happen. So if that's what you want me to do, I'm not going to do it. And as far as the genes, listen, even if it were genes with a G, I am proud of my genes, my family, my ancestry. I hope you are as well. So let's just keep it there. That's your answer. Again, live. It's not hard. But it's just not. Do we have to go watch Grace Randolph? I mean, I've got a few. No, it's an hour. Hold on. I'm just to make sure I don't have anything else I wanted to get to. I feel like there was something I wanted to get to that I didn't. I was going to talk about David Harbour, but you guys have probably heard he's kind of a dick. Apparently. He's apparently a raging asshole. Okay, but that really doesn't surprise me. Let's rip off World of Real, and I'll see if there's anything exciting happening there. This is where Weber gets lazy before I go to questions and comments. Brad Bird's Ray Gun releases in 2026. Test screened. Yeah, who cares? Too long, too far away. I don't care about test screenings. Why do I care? I don't want to know about a test screening. I want to know the final product. Guillermo del Toro, I've seen 3 Avatars. They're absolute masterpieces. Holy shit. Oh my God. GDT, stop. Stop being a shill. None of them are a masterpiece. Not one. The first one's the best. Second one? Was the third one? Oh, really? This time around, instead of water, we're doing fire. That makes it a masterpiece. GDT is a total shill. Don't even listen to what he has to say. Train Dreams is the best Terrence Malick movie of the last decade. I'll see it. I haven't gotten around to it. It's not on Netflix yet. I didn't watch Frankenstein either. Someone really wants me to do that. I will watch Frankenstein this week, and we'll do it on Thursday along with Running Man. It'll be Running Man, Frankenstein, right? Because I do need to watch Frankenstein. I just didn't get around to it this weekend. I saw Die My Love instead. I like Die My Love enough. I'm not unhappy with that choice. Francis Ford Coppola, who cares? 10 movies critics panned and now are masterpieces. Just quickly on this, if you think that the movies I'm hammering, like let's talk about Beau is Afraid, right? If this article even alludes to anything like a Beau is Afraid down the road being a masterpiece or a Babylon, no, it's never going to happen. I am right. And if I would have seen Blade Runner, The Thing, Metropolis, Psycho, any of the films he's got listed here, if I would have seen them on the initial view before anyone was talking about them, I would have been on the right side of history too. Certainly on Blade Runner. Blade Runner is one of my favorite films of all time. Okay? I wouldn't have missed that. So I know dude, no one's better. There's no one. That's not just me being cocky, arrogant, self-centered, whatever the fuck. I don't give a shit. I'm right. No one in the space, no one, not one person can hang with me in an objective evaluation. It's not a contest. There's not even a second place. I'm not playing, guys. It's 100% true. Anything else? Then we're going to get out of here. Let's see. Predator, of course, we talked about 40 plus 40 equals 80 million overall. Yeah, Avatar's lame. Del Toro does praise everything. All right, let's do the MMT closeout here on this Sunday. Thanks for being here, guys. It was fun. Always a pleasure to be here with you on a Sunday night. Let me pull back up tonight's track. I like it. It's called All We Need from Alexi Sonar. And it just goes back to my progressive house roots when I was the rave DJ. I used to play this kind of stuff, and it's not synth wavy. It's what they call progressive house. Erick Prydz is this. This is a guy that's out of Russia, Alexi Sonar. I like this track. It's cool. It's got a good drive. Once it kicks in, it really gets going. All right, here we go. Comment blast close out. I'll get to as many as possible. Sid. All right, it's fine. I don't know. Well, I don't know, dude. I don't think you can hang. Maybe. I like that someone wants to. Here's what I appreciate. If someone out there's like, oh, really? Do it. I'm all about that. I love competition. But I can tell you this, after watching other channels and knowing what's out there and the non-objectivity and the agenda and the poor taste and the lack of fearlessness, there's no one out there who can challenge me. I have the gauntlet. I have, ladies and gentlemen, the Emmy, and that's just how it works. When you have the Emmy, you are the champion. And I have an Emmy, and no one else does in this space. Name someone else who has an Emmy. No one. So not only are we the gold standard, we have a proof. This is a gold. It's not gold. It's fucking cheap. It's got some weight to it, but this is not gold. But this is a legitimate Emmy because I have one. That's how I roll. Do you understand? I don't talk. The thing is that people don't understand, when I say something, it's true. It's not like these other people that are like, oh, well, No. What I say is true every time. This like this. I should just finish this. Look, it's coming at you in 3D. Dude, it's like, how about getting fisted with? You know what? You know someone has done that in the past, okay? It's all I'm going to say. This has happened to someone in the past. I can promise you not me, but someone has used this trophy to do this, okay? I don't know who, but I guarantee, not this one. This is mine. I'm talking about the actual statue. Someone has an Emmy and they've used it in that, forget it. This stream has completely lost it. Thank you for laughing at that. Who's hotter, Rachel? Oh my God, do you see? Now I'm going to have to wake up to Rachel Leishman saying, oh, you're such an asshole. Good, Rachel, I'm right. So you own it. Just, how about this? Instead of getting angry, own it and move on. Someone send it to her. She's probably already in my mentions. I don't have you blocked, Rachel. Feel free. I'll be like, everything I said was dead accurate. You're a creep. You're creepy as fuck with him. It is. It's true. I just proved it. So I'm not wrong. Go out and use your A-list for the small films that come out this week. Yeah, they won't. They'll be gone. Don't watch Christie. Go watch Die My Love, but remember, you're not watching for the film. You're really watching for the direction and for Jennifer Lawrence. So it's weird, right? I'm asking you to, like, take yourself and take pieces of the film and appreciate the pieces. That's why it's at an 85. Direction's always going to be very high for me on a grade, but the lack of that really compelling screenplay and lack of, I guess you'd call it, just progression. It doesn't move quickly. It takes patience. I like films like that. Thank you, Soup Can. Appreciate it. Let's go back and see if I missed anything. I got some super chats. Let's do it. Saul Christie at a festival in early October was like, oh, really? That's what we're doing? So cliched, felt fake, but that was her life. She's okay, but outside of reality. Yeah, Mark, 100%. 100%. It's not a great film. Steve, E-Rock, I appreciate it. Honestly, anything, if you guys like the channel and you support it, that's cool. Honestly, I told you guys I just do it for shits and giggles, so I never in my life have come on the mic and said, I've got to say this or that or the other. It's always, Steve, thank you. It's always, all right, yeah, we're good. Steve, this is amazing. But no, seriously, the fact that you like it, Steve, the fact that any of you enjoy the show, that's awesome for me. That's a win. Whether we go too hard sometimes, so what? My channel will do what I want. I think it's fair. Objectively, I think it's fair. Thanks for being here on this Sunday. We're back on Thursday with Running Man, and I will do Frankenstein. Both of those Thursday night live from the City of Angels. Peace out. Enjoy your week. Have a good one. And don't ever be ashamed of who you are. Good night.